There's this kind of movement called the demo scene, which means that people work on these audio-visual computer graphics presentations that are known as demos. They are not games, but they use computer graphics, animation, and sounds, and they are not interactive, so you can't interact with these demos, you just watch them. And assembly is all about these groups getting together and competing against each other, and people get to vote like who makes the best demos. And as I said, the first assembly was organized in the early 90s, and this is how it looks today. So this is the ice hockey stadium that we have, and all of these lights here are computer screens. So people bring their own computers, and not only do they kind of watch these demos and compete on them, they also play games. And because like to make these demos, you have to be an extremely skillful programmer, artist, and you also need music. So those are kind of the three critical elements of any game as well. So this is like why there's actually so much talent in here, like in creating computer games. But let's get on with the history. So if you continue from the year 2000. So my first company was a company called Sumea, which was founded in the year 2000. Funnily enough, at that time we were also making mobile games. Of course, the device was very different. So some of you guys may remember these devices with black and white screen. They were enabled with Java technology, so you could actually download these Java applications, very, very small ones, to your phone, and we used that technology to make games. Those days, the distribution was by telecom operators or carriers, so it was very different from today's App Store models. To be honest, I don't really miss those times very, very much, but that's how it got started. Also, in the year 2000, there's another important event. A virtual world called Habbo Hotel was founded. In its peak, I think they had like around 200 million registered users, and for a very long time they were one of the leading companies. Over here it's by a company called Sulake. Also in the early 2000s, a game called Max Payne was released. The first like true blockbuster hit from Finland, and everybody in the industry was super proud about that game. And after Max Payne you had the sequel, and they even made a movie out of it. A very successful game. Also in the sort of the early and mid 2000s, that was like the rapid growth period of Nokia, of course, and that was important to us in a sense that it was Nokia who they kind of commissioned a lot of games that they're pre-installed in their phones, so that gave financing for the Finnish game developers, including my own company. Because like you couldn't really raise money from any other sources, like including investors at the time. My own company called Sumea, we grew to maybe 40 people. We were one of the leading